1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, all right. Hi, Mida, how are you? This live stream will be on the account of soft skills. If soft skills are teachable, if we can learn as employees, we can learn how to present ourselves, how to pass job interviews in English better. So if you work in IT, if you work in tech company, if you're in Europe now, not in Ukraine or not in your Ukrainian or Russian speaking country, I can understand that you are going through some difficulties, because when you don't know the language quite well, it's difficult to pass an interview because you have to verbally present yourself either through Zoom call or in person. For those of you who live in Europe, in Great Britain, in the United States. So for all the people who lack some communication skills and also want some hacks and tricks, this could be a really valuable piece of content, a valuable stream. I actually already did the stream on Instagram, and yeah, it went pretty well, but for some reason on TikTok I tried to do it at the same time, but it didn't work. So once again, who's this for? For all the professionals who are employed already. If you're employed, if you work in IT, if you work in a big corporation, if you speak English there, if your corporate language is English and you want to maybe get like a better job, maybe you're looking at some positions where you can apply, I can help you. This is my expertise. I help people nail job interviews so they could be paid more, so that you can be paid more according to your qualification. So this is my primary responsibility and expertise. So yeah, I help people to present themselves so that they are paid fairly, accordingly. Okay, and who's this for? This could be if you not only in IT, maybe you are biz dev, and you need additional knowledge, additional skills, communication skills. If you are maybe a technical specialist and you have any technical language, as your a lot of terms, a lot of business technical lexicon, but sometimes you have difficulties. And also, it's all for all the people who lack confidence approaching a foreign manager. If you lack confidence talking to any English-speaking manager, this can also be helpful. In general, I have vast experience in communicating with different sort of managers, different sort of employees all over the world. I myself hired more than maybe 100 people from all across the world, including Europeans, including Africans, and a lot of Ukrainians. So this could be something that maybe you consider as a worthwhile experience, which is why I believe I have what it takes to speak on the topic of job interviews, because I hired a lot of people. Okay, so you will take away some interesting tips if you stick around. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for staying with me. If you like my content, send some likes so more people could join. Let's get into it right away. So why is this topic even relevant? Because basically what we are accustomed to hearing is that at the job we have hard skills and we got soft skills. Like they're opposite. I don't like to think of them as opposite. I don't think like that hard skills are like opposed to soft skills. Moreover, I like the term human skills instead of soft skills. Because human skills is a better word. There's nothing soft. There's nothing bad, in being in Ukraine, for example, I will take my country. I live in Kiev. I'm a Ukrainian. Kudos to all of my Ukrainian followers and viewers. And I'm pretty much, Svetoslav, I don't get what you're trying to do here. Where was I? And pretty much in Ukraine we've been taught hard skills for the most part. So what are hard skills? Pretty understandable. Graphic design, software development, copywriting, link building in search engine optimization. So all the things that if you manage to learn them, you will get paid right away. That's why we have a lot of academies and some developers schools for developers where they teach these hard skills. But no one, neither university nor our companies teach us the soft skills, right? So basically, you should to develop your soft skills, your human skills on your own, right? And how can you know how to listen? What is the listening, active listening? Active listening, for example, is a huge soft skill required for HRs, required for all managers, like all the people in leadership positions specifically require the knowledge of how to listen to people. That's in the United States. They give like trainings on this. Like people pay to be taught how to listen, how to give and receive feedback is another soft skill. If you don't know how to criticize people, right? I can give you a short piece of advice that you never criticize the person. You only criticize their action, never the person, right? It's not you, John, or you, Igor, you are stupid. No, this task wasn't completed according to the our standards. For example, it's not you are stupid. It's like that. So given criticism, given motivational talks, like pep talks, how to cheer up someone when they're upset. It's all language tools, all these communication skills that you can learn. And it's especially relevant right now because people, Ukrainians and other people, they will all work in global companies. We all work in international companies. If you guys work with international customers or on international team, send me some likes. So maybe I see that you follow me. We're on the same page here. So yeah, in the international waters, in the international context, it's important to study how to be an efficient leader, how to talk to people, how to listen to people, how to give and receive feedback, how to have difficult conversations. Difficult conversations, like for example, I work with existing IT professionals, and a lot of them, they can't, like programmers, especially programmers for the most part, software engineers, developers. They say, Serhii, it seems like I deserve to be paid more, but I don't know how to ask to get a raise. Like the market standard is more from what I do, but I can't ask, like, because I have like some language inability or whatever, or language flaws. So you gotta learn how to have these difficult conversations. So on the psychological level, it's difficult to ask for promotion. I understand you, but in addition to psychological issues, you have to know what to say, for God's sake, right? Guys, if you like what I'm saying, send me some likes. It's gonna invite more people. We're talking about soft skills and their significance in terms of having a more productive and lucrative career. So you can get more opportunities, you can earn more money if you know how to speak and you know how to approach different scenarios in your life. And this is specifically a valuable piece of information for all the people employed in tech world, in IT companies, project managers, product managers, in QA engineers, QA testers, or even if you're only looking to start your career. Believe me, when you enter the interview, the job interview, and you know how to present yourself, ask questions that need to be asked. You know, if you ask good questions, that will not only give you a lot of new information about the company, but that will also showcase you in an excellent light by asking good questions about culture, questions about turnover, like questions about some perks, questions where does the company see itself in 5 years? Because if the company doesn't have 5 years vision, like, you see what I'm saying? If you are talking to a recruiter who doesn't know what their company's mission, what the company wants to achieve, you'll give it an additional thought if you need the company like that. Okay, if you want to tie your life to the company that doesn't have any goal. Okay, all right, guys. So we're talking about soft skills once again. This is a stream for all of you who work in tech world, in IT companies, in international companies, on international teams, and I'm talking on how you can benefit from growing these skills. Hi guys. I don't have big activity now, maybe because my TikTok is not promoting me for some reason, because I haven't had live streams here for quite some time. So yeah, your comments or your like is gonna help me get some more people. But anyway, so what can be learned as part of these soft skills, English-wise? So what part of soft skills relate to English, in a big way? Yeah, I'm working as a business analyst for some Canadian holding. Great. So that's a perfect fit for you. Nice. Guys, what else? What do you do? If you can share, if you work in an English-speaking organization, if your business language is English, yeah, share please. It's really, really interesting. And I'm so proud that so many of you guys, so many of Ukrainians, work in these amazing international companies. That's amazing. Yeah, I myself was a part of big company. I built a business, built a startup, and we were selling stuff in e-commerce business. We're selling some digital products to the United States. So that's where I gained all my experience. This is where I hired so many people. And then I had experience with investors in Ukraine, a large venture fund. And this is where I learned a lot about business and management and hiring. But we're not talking about that. It's just some of my experience. So yeah, guys. So soft skills are super, super critical to me. And we've been focused on hard skills for too long. And leaders are pretty much leaders are made of, in my opinion, soft skills for the most part, not hard skills, okay? So a lot of times rank doesn't have anything to do with with leadership. So a lot of people, we see managers who are on top because of their hard skills, because they I don't know, a senior developer, because he's super talented and got a knack for programming, but it doesn't make him a great person around other people. Leaders are not born, they're made, but leaders should at least like people, should be people-centric. And people-centric is a great word that you can take away from this stream, used a lot right now in the United States, or people-centric approach. Are you focused on like thinking about others? Do you care about other people in general? This is like a cornerstone for all the HRs, for all the recruiters. I mean, you gotta have love for people in general, right? Okay, so, and yeah, leaders are made of the soft skills in my deep belief. Okay, so let's return to what I started telling you. Before that, I just want to remind that if you like what you see, send me some likes, whatever. So how can your soft skills relate to knowing basic English? Or how can you train your basic English knowledge, right, to implement this in your career and start making more money? So some basic things. You can learn specific business terms or collocations, зв'язки слів, yeah? Collocations that are often used in your industry or often used in general, right? To meet the deadline, or to make an appointment, or keep me in the loop, keep me updated, right? Or a lot of things that people use in their work life. Okay, so if you come at the interview, you use these words, that's automatically make a better impression. Secondly, pronunciation. It's not enough to learn these words, learn the collocations and word junctions. It's also important to pronounce them well, right? Because LinkedIn, a lot of people don't know how to pronounce LinkedIn. That's really the whole is cracked me up. So I mean, it's all. I mean, no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at this whole thing because I'm not the person who's gonna laugh at someone's mistakes. I myself I promote making mistakes. So if you try, that's always best than not to try. Okay, so always try. Always open your mouth and even talk to whoever you have in your apartment, even if English is not their native language. Just switch into English and practice and try to explain your thoughts. Maybe tell about your day at work to someone at home in English, okay? Always try to sound up your thoughts. That's gonna help you. So pronunciation gonna help. Knowing how to navigate the conversation will help you also at the job interview. You can answer tricky questions. If they ask you, why did you leave your last place of work? Or, how would you describe your boss? What didn't you like about your team? All these tricky, slippery questions, there are ways to not only, first of all, you have to prepare for them, right? If planning to fail failing to plan is planning to fail. Have you heard this one? But if you don't plan and you have good enough grasp of English, you can always navigate the conversation, right? And answer and find the way to maneuver through conversation and maneuver through difficult questions at the job interview, and then you'll know how to answer, right? So it's also what you can prepare. Then we have to get rid of your imposter syndrome. Yeah, we're gonna eliminate. What is imposter syndrome, especially for people who are not English first language speakers? We believe that we suck, we can't talk, blah 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 blah. If you believe that you suck, how in the world you're gonna go and make money and negotiate with partners and talk to your team, talk to your employer, manager, whoever. So you need to not feel like you suck. You need to feel there's always gonna be someone better, but you gotta feel like you're good enough, and then just sky is the limit for you. Okay. Now, at the job interview, super important to know how to present your experience. Obviously, if you don't know how to present your experience, even if you have the best, the massive experience, and you can't present it, it's worth of nothing. It's just it's just not something that something that's gonna fail you. Could fail you. You know. Now we got your accomplishments. Also a problem for a lot of Ukrainians to speak of our accomplishments. You know, in the United States they boast around, they brag a lot. But when you listen to an American, your first thought why are you bragging so much, dude? Be more calm yourself down, humble yourself. But you see, I think that the truth here is to know, try to look at your accomplishments from different maybe perspective. Maybe take a day off and think I really accomplished something. I worked my butt off. I worked so hard to be in the place in my career that I hold right now. And if you worked your butt off to get there and you can't explain that you're really great professional and you deserve to be paid fairly, I hope you got my point. By the way, guys, I'm on the 22nd of February. I'm gonna have the free 2 days job preparation, marathon or intense course on Telegram. So if you're interested, you can then join by the link in my profile. But anyway, if you like the content that I'm sharing right now, please send me some likes. I always think that I deserve more. It helps me grow up. Absolutely, Vasil. Absolutely. You always, at every second in your life, you have to believe that, okay, well, maybe you don't need to think that someone's taking advantage of you or someone's underpaying you, but it's a great idea to think that you deserve more and more because you grow, right? You grow as a professional, as a software developer, as a sales manager. You grow as a recruiter, as an HR. You grow, and therefore, logically enough, you gotta be paid. Your salary have to grow. The problem is that a lot of companies got what they called salary review or shit like that, where and it's they say us that we cannot ask and request a raise at any given moment. They say that you have to wait for your salary review. Guys, I highly doubt that if you are overworking, if you are, rocking the world, you're just amazing performer and you work a lot, and if you come to a direct manager and ask for a raise, I don't think that they're gonna decline this. So I think that if some of you think that you deserve more, think of going to your manager and having this difficult conversation. This is the difficult conversation that I was talking about. If you need some help with these conversations, you can also check some of my one-on-one services that I give. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Once again, this is a stream on if we can learn soft skills. The answer is yes. Or yes, it's just the problem that we haven't had the proper education, neither in university nor in our companies, to learn it. So yeah, absolutely, they're teachable, they're learnable. Just a matter of your desire and understanding that they are vital. Okay, so at the job interview, freaking out is not an option. I know that you are you can be really stressed out, and you can feel butterflies flying in your stomach, whatever. But so I have one trick that calms me down if I'm in an uncomfortable environment. But I don't know if it's gonna work for you. Just facing your challenge. If you face an object of your fear, if you face it, and you understand that there's nothing so scary about it. So my advice at the job interview to start on a high note. What I mean by that is, if you have some phrase or your favorite idiom, if you have your favorite metaphor, something, if you know it really well, right? If you can include this in your presentation, in your communication, conversation with the job interviewer from the beginning, that will just give you so much more sort of confidence, because you're gonna make great impression by saying something, and which is is witty or just clever, right? So say something to just make yourself going. It's like I always tell about this metaphor in basketball. In basketball, to get hot, to score a lot of points, you have to first make an easy bucket. So if you make an easy bucket, right, earn easy points, this will get you going. So make something get you going, right? To have a good conversation. All right, we're doing great. You guys are amazing. Thanks a lot for sending me the likes. Actually, if you have questions, let me just round up when did I start? Just a second, guys. I need to see when did I start. Did I start at 7? I've been talking for 35 minutes. Okay, 10 more minutes, and then you can ask whatever questions related to career. Okay, I'm gonna answer them right now, right here. Okay, so stick around. Okay, so there are some tricks on how to not forget words. And and I already mentioned the pronunciation. So if you are a biz dev or a product manager, or if you are a HR manager, or if you're a developer, you gotta, and you're about to talk to some English-speaking employers, you gotta better try to fine-tune, right, to kind of work on your accent. Well, not accent, I'm sorry, pronunciation. For accent, I get a lot of questions about accent. Just drop it. Disregard it. Don't care about accent, guys. Just make sure that you are understandable, okay? If you're understandable, you can find some accent reduction courses if you really wish. But for now, I'd strongly suggest you to make sure that you pronounce the words correctly, okay? So that people could recognize your speech, okay, for now. Because it's just like a pain of mine. Like so many people ask me about accent, like no silver bullet here. No easy recipe, okay? Now, this was a part of soft skills on pre-intermediate level, like a basic English level. But if you have a pretty good command of English language, if you know English pretty well, and you are somewhat comfortable talking English, there are some additional hints that you can do. Like I call them like advanced tricks. And some of these advanced tricks that will help you to earn more dollars or euros or whatever your currency might make money in. For example, a voice craft, a voice tuning. So you can use special tricks when you speak so that people want to listen, you know? You can tone down your volume. You can speak faster, you can speak louder when you pronounce some important piece of information. Pauses is super, super important. If you want to make your speech compelling, make pauses, okay? Especially before something, crucial. So yeah, this was some tricks that you can already incorporate. Now, summary page at LinkedIn. Like, this is actually the, for example, in America, I helped a lady to write her summary page, like about me page. I helped a lady who were applying to work in Stanford. So she's a Ukrainian. She lives in California right now, and she asked me to help her to write her summary page that tells about your upbringing. How did you decide to be a leadership? How did you decide this career in leadership? And they in Stanford they have a lot of positions with leadership in the title. So you see how far ahead the United States in terms of how they hire. Even when they hire, they're not looking for managers; they're looking for leaders. Anyway, and I learned that in the United States, and I think in Europe too, they all check your LinkedIn, and they all check not only LinkedIn for experience, qualifications, and some recommendations and skills. They also check it for the summary, about me. What do you put on about me? And the more descriptive you are, the more like open-hearted you are, the better. So they go in the line with the requests, with the requirements of the company. So your values, for the most part, should align with the values of the organization that you want to work in. Okay? Yeah, so far so good. Thanks, guy, for being with me. I know it's Saturday, not a lot of people want to talk about work, but work constitutes what, like 70% of our life? I think it's important to sometimes stop yourself and think that maybe you should change something, or maybe you should talk about work, but work constitutes what, like 70% of our life? I think it's important to sometimes stop yourself and think that maybe you should change something, or maybe you should more. I understand what are you speaking, but when I try to speak, it seems I speak wrong. Natalia, do you work in English-speaking company? Do you work with foreigners? Hi guys, thanks for stopping by. This is a stream for all the people who work with English-speaking teams, on international teams, and their working language is English. Yes, please give me an advice. You mix all the time. Well, Natalia, you some words. Natalia, let me just to sell your expertise and your qualification that the job interview is, being able to ask really uncomfortable questions yourself. You gotta when you talk about yourself, you gotta make like result-oriented statements. Does this make sense? You gotta speak not of what the tasks you completed, but what like the results that you gained, that your company benefited from, like gained. So basically, like I didn't build a support team department. Or, well, for me personally, I built a couple of divisions in my business. So I won't say that I had to put together a support team department that would serve American customers. I would say that my company has had an amazing customer care department consisting of great empathetic English people. Your position, everything that you say from the perspective of the result and benefit and value that you brought to the company, okay? Because they don't want to hear what you had to do. Not only they want to hear your accomplishment, but they also want to hear how the company benefited from your accomplishments. That's another piece of advice that you can take away and use. All right. Yeah. So once again, this is this is something that all of you guys to register. It starts on 22nd of February. But for now, that's all I have to say right now. I can talk forever, but let me talk to you and ask me some questions regarding the career, regarding using the English language in your career. So I'm here to give you my insight, maybe help you in some way. So guys, you have any questions about your international career? Any questions? Natalia, your question was, you mix up the words all the time. I understand all what you're speaking, but when I try to speak, it seems that I speak wrong and mix all the time. Natalia, listen to me. If you understand me at the pace of speech that I'm talking, that means that you have a great comprehension ability. So for all of you guys right here, if you grasp what I'm saying, and I speak pretty fast, it means that you're already at the intermediate plus level. You have great comprehension. If you have the dip, right? If you have sort of weakness in talking, right? That's just a matter of taking some of, working on your active memory, because it's difficult for us to use passive memory. You got all these words that I'm using right now in your passive memory, but you have a really narrow buffer, really narrow kind of narrow size of your active vocabulary. So you have to, whatever works for you better. Talking to someone, talking to yourself, learning songs and what they mean, singing your favorite songs in the shower, whatever. You gotta talk, right? You can't just read, you can't just listen, you have to talk, okay? These constructions, if you hear them enough and you try to use them yourself, sound them up, they will come to you. It's like, think of your active memory, it's only something that you say. You don't, see? So maybe one word per week. Incorporate in one new word, one new phrase, every maybe 3 days. Don't overload your brain. I already gave this piece of advice. It's best to use 2 new words per week, but use it every time, or maybe one new word, but use it 5 times, then learn 5 new words and not use it even once. So you have to practice it and repeat this word in your active communication, or type it to someone. If you just learned the word eliminate, це типу, уничтожать на русском. Если вы выучили слово уничтожать, eliminate, incorporate, put it in your language. So Natalia, I see you got, from your message, you got fear as a main component, as a main intimidation for you. Like you don't want to sound stupid, I guess, right? This is the biggest fear, I think, for all the English learners when they speak with foreigners. But remember, no one's going to mock you, no one's going to laugh at you. Well, if they're foreigners and they're people with some conscience, and they won't laugh at you, they understand that that's not your first language. So take one step at a time, don't be afraid. Maybe find some people who you feel safe with and practice new words. So I hope this was helpful. I talk in my mind. Does it work? No. Yes, it's best. It's better to sound it up, maybe to yourself. But if you talk to your mind, in your mind, and I don't know, not sure. I'm an extrovert, and everything I learn comes from the outside. Introverts have everything in their brain inside. They can make the decision. They feel happy inside. They do self-reflection inside. They're thinking. They could be sitting in a quiet space. I think better, and I learn better when stuff going on externally. So that's why I create the sound, and when I hear it, I then I learn it like that. So whatever works for you. I'm not sure too, but don't know how to correct it. Correct what? Eliminate obsolete API, for example. Let me ask your question from the beginning. I have a tricky point. When I speak fast, I can hide a part of my grammar. Yeah, I know. I feel you, man. Finn Dixon works. Yeah, I feel you. Because when you speak, sometimes you kind of patch up some words together, and some of your grammar can come unnoticed. But okay. Natalia, I'm not sure too, but I don't know how to correct it, so I don't care. Maxim, okay. Oh, you have. I can hide, eliminate obsolete API, for example. Like you I didn't get the question. Okay. Uncertainly, do you talk to each other? It's okay, guys. I'm not following. Where are you from? Hi, I'm from Ukraine. I'm in Kiev. I'm a Ukrainian. Yeah. A fun fact: I've never been to English-speaking country. Never in my life. But I have done business with the United States for 5-6 years, and then I worked with China. And so I have entrepreneurial experience, and now I'm in coaching. I help people with their career. I help Ukrainians to advance their career and to get a job on international companies, because I feel like that's my mission right now, with the God-given ability to talk and to and with my experience, it seems like it's a good fit. Do you read book in English? Yeah, nice to meet you too. So thank you so much, Natalia. Thank you. You guys are great. You guys are wonderful. Do you read books in English? Maxim, no, I don't read books in English, but I'm not on reading. I'm not like a big reader necessarily. I don't read that much. I read some articles, but I like to listen. I'll listen a lot of podcasts. I like people who you like. And who you like how they speak, you kind of mirror, like this works for me. Like I mirror the speech of my favorite thinkers. Like I like Tony Robbins, I like Simon Sinek, I like Jeff Bezos got some good ideas. So I like some people, if you follow and listen to them, you kind of start using their words. I love to read. That's a great. That's if whatever works for you guys. It's just Maxim. Sometimes I believe that reading is great. You're gonna expand your vocabulary, but don't forget about speaking. Don't forget about speaking, because I understand that with the technology and the revolutionary kind of inventions like ChatGPT, GDP, it seems like we're going to live in some virtual world in the metaverse soon. But I think first of all, it's like at least, I don't know, maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not in this lifetime with virtual reality, but I think that we still we're gonna miss each other in real life. And that's why I believe that we have to know and learn how to speak verbal English. Just like during the COVID, we missed each other, we missed physical interactions, right? Physical communication, that we rushed over to whatever event that was not online but was offline, because we are social animals. You know, humans are social animals, and we need other people. We need other people to, you know, feel good, to be at our natural best. ChatGPT is helping me to create user stories and acceptance criteria. Yeah, man. Can you advise podcasts? I use Listing Pillow Talk. Again, it's like whatever works for you. I like Joe Rogan. I like this guy a lot. I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. Lex Fridman is, if you want a more kind of scientific take, Lex Fridman. But I like Joe Rogan because he's just so cool. GDP is helping me. ChatGPT is helping me to create user stories and acceptance criteria. Yes, they just allowed Ukrainians to use it. You can register a ChatGPT GDP account from Ukraine, and I tested it today, and I basically asked him some questions regarding like the market analysis. If he would do market analysis for example, I needed to know how many Ukrainians work in IT companies right now and who are abroad, but he couldn't, it couldn't pull up this information because it's only up to 2021, I guess, right? So, but yeah, this is scary. The way he answers you is really, really next level shit. Words, so many word, which I don't. Guys, don't. It's okay. We all start somewhere. So, my friends, do you have any questions? If you missed it, I am also conducting a free job interview preparation party. 2 days on Telegram. You can find the link in my bio. And maybe you have friends who also need some tips and tricks, you know, for passing interviews. I'd appreciate you coming on board and also inviting them. It's all gonna be for free. I'm gonna give you some challenges. One of participants gonna win like an interview challenge with me. Like, you'll have to pass a job for a position. I will be your sort of interviewer, so you'll be able to test your job interview passing skills. So join the party, don't miss it out. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Anything related to advancing your career, how to advance your career, how to pass job interviews, how to get raised, how to get promoted, anything related to your career on an international company. I'm from Kiev, I'm a Ukrainian. I'm in Kiev, yeah. Helping people with their communication in English, you know, for all people who need to, you know, do stuff in business and working with other foreigners who speak English. So I tried my best to help. Yeah, so I started out like, I wanted initially to do business in China. So it kind of failed. We wanted to do like a school for... Ні, у мене була тема про софт-скіли на роботі. Зараз великий запрос на те, щоб комунікувати краще для роботи, щоб проходити інтерв'ю. І у мене ось буде... Я кар'єрний коуч, кар'єрний ментор. Конкретно для людей, які працюють у міжнародних англомовних компаніях. Тому що в мене в цьому супер великий досвід, я багато наймав збудував бізнес у IT на Штати, інвестиції, вся ця фігня. Ось. І зараз ділюся своїм досвідом і просто там зараз, якщо цікаво, всіх запрошую ось на свій 2-денний безкоштовний тренінг у Телеграмі. Там будемо проходити всякі завдання, які пов'язані повністю з проходженням інтерв'ю на англійській у IT. So yeah, that's my presentation in Ukrainian. Yeah. Нема за що, друзі, нема за що. Якщо у вас є учні, якщо хтось з вас, можливо, тічер, викладач англійської, я завжди вам радий, друзі, тому що всі мої курси, все, що я готую, все, що я розповідаю, воно дуже корисно і актуально, я думаю, для ваших учнів. Дякую. І багато українців, багато викладачів, вони мене запитують, про бізнес, тому що я розумію, що великий на це запрос, або буває, що у викладача немає досвіду у бізнесі, немає досвіду у менеджменті, і важко орієнтуватися, приходиться якісь використовувати підручники. Але досвід є досвід, і якщо може бути корисний, то звичайно. Ну що, друзі, I don't know which language do you like? Do you like English more? It seems like after 1 hour of my stream, I finally get more people. So I'm gonna stick around with you even more. Can you write if you work in IT? If you guys work in IT company or international company? Тема співбесіда, cover letter – це цікаво. English, please. Yes, cover letter and curriculum vitae, a resume, right? A CV. Yeah, guys, you're gonna help me if you could add more likes. I'm gonna stick around, but if you promise to send me more likes, okay? So you guys, okay, we got another person from the IT industry. Great. Can you send your roles? What do you do? What's your positions? Who do we have here? International company, great. In which area? What the company sells? What does it do? Customer support. Oh, Natalia, great. I actually started my career in customer support. I was working with American customers, so that was the start of my career. It was pretty much my only job before I started my own business. So I started in customer support, and then next thing I knew was understanding that I don't want to work for someone, so I started my own thing and spent so many years doing stuff that wasn't important, but anyway, that's a different story. Middle business analyst. Whoa, big time, man. That's not bad. Air tickets. Okay, great. 3D scanners. Nice. 3D scanners. Where is the company located for 3D scanners? I mean, you have to ship it, right? You have to ship the scanners. It's a physical product. Interesting. Really interesting. E-commerce project. Okay, I feel you. Great. I dream work as a technical support. Okay. So you definitely need to get a hold of technical language, right? Danish company. Interesting. I have a student who works for Dutch IT company, and he says that they're so nice and so hospitable. Like Dutch people are amazing. How about Danish people? Are they friendly, great managers. You got foreign managers from there, right? So, and what are some challenges, guys? So what are some problems that you face? What are some problems that you face dealing with your team, maybe with your colleagues? You have some problems, like maybe you it's difficult to ask something. Some work situations in English that you might want to improve. Anything pops to your mind? Since we got some 5-10 minutes, I'll stick around. I can answer. Well, yeah. It's interesting fact. I have a competitor, and you can weigh in on this. You can give me your opinion, if that matters or not. I have a competitor, a company, a school, English for IT, and their founder is a woman who lives in the United States. She's a Ukrainian from the United States. And they also teach people to pass job interviews and learn English, for IT. They use it a lot, IT. But unfortunately, the founder herself doesn't speak English, very well. I would say that she makes some rather lethal, fatal mistakes. But she's a brand ambassador. She's the face of her brand. And I think to myself, I don't have problems with communications inside the team. Okay, so you need to boost your English for communicating with customers. So tell me, do you think it's important for the brand ambassador, for the face of the brand, English school brand, to have a great English herself? Or it can be compensated with a great website, with great materials and stuff like that? What do you think? Maybe it's not that important, maybe, but she's like all over the place. She's like in those social media, she's like everywhere. And it's when she speaks, it hurts my ears, she got so many pronunciation mistakes. So I don't know. Of course, yes. So you see, it's so maybe I have some chances to take this market by storm. I have some chances to compete with them. But they're a big company. But I have arrived. They have new competitors that they're gonna beat their, work hard to get somewhere, go places. Yeah. So I can understand almost everything, but I can't talk with foreign management on a high level, right? On high level. What do you need the high level for? Dues 5 OG. What do you need high level for? What do you need to talk to them about on high level with management? Natalia, I give private lessons, but they're not lessons. They're more like consultations and they're training. So Natalia, if you have like an entire team of customer support members, I have an offer for a group of team. I work one-on-one. You can check my. I need to give you check my Instagram. On profile, there is an Instagram icon. Then go to my Instagram and click on the link. And then you will see my offers. So maybe if the one-on-one lesson consultation is not a good fit for you, maybe you can talk to your company and I can work with your support team And I will not only just train you English, I have an offer for support teams, how to give a really caring, kind of support, how to kind of grow relationships with your customers, how to increase retention rate. So I give these trainings for groups online, so maybe your support team will be interested. So men, or I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a boy or a girl, but what, or a man or a woman, what do you need? What do you want to talk to your management on a high level? Like what type of conversation? I'm really interested. Because the more specific request in your mind you have, the better it is for you in general. So if you know what you want, you even learning the language will come easy to you because you know what you want. So knowing what you want is, and I can feel the pain of so many young people who don't know what they want, and that's like suffering, because you might do something that your parents tell you, or you might do something that is cool and popular, but maybe that's not a good fit for you. So discovering your identity, finding something that fits you, right? Finding your why is really, really important. So yeah, it's a great idea, when you start a conversation, always know even if you learn the language, why do you want to learn this? If you have this one path, if you want to be a technical lead on a company, learn the language according to your selected route, right? You select this path and you go, and then everything gonna help you. The entire universe will complement your desire, but you need to, have to kind of create a tunnel vision and set everything up to get there. Until you know what you really want, all the English language learning will be in vain, will be useless. Часто проводиш стріми? Ні. У мене зараз повністю змінилася стратегія. Я взагалі на Китай спочатку починав робити у Тіктоці, і там не пішло. Я думав, що китайці не хочуть вони. І потім вже вся фігня ця почалася з довбаними рашистами, і я зрозумів, що я хочу вже допомагати українцям, як можу. І після цього SMM я ніколи не знав взагалі про SMM, про те, що можна, через соціальні мережі нормально продавати. У нас завжди в моєму бізнесі ми тільки трафік закуповували через платні канали, і через SEO, Search Engine Optimization. І я взагалі про всіх цих блогерів думав, ось посміховище, не справжні бізнесмени, а я справжній, розумієш? Але це все довго мені довго пояснювали, я довго врубався в цю тему, тому що складніше всього людям змінювати свої вірування, так? Особливо, коли вони дуже вкорінені в тебе глибоко. І ось, я стріми, тобто TikTok почався Instagram, зараз я повністю змінюю свій брендинг, і у мене є тепер по TikTok мінімалка 2 рази на тиждень. Вибач за таку довгу відповідь, але так, у мене зараз повинно бути, особливо перед запуском, я роблю курс для усіх, хто хоче підвищити володіння, проходження інтерв'ю, навичку проходження інтерв'ю та презентації себе. У мене буде курс у марті, у березні я його готую, і особливо зараз мені треба часто з'являтися Тому буде 2 рази на тиждень у Інстаграмі і 2 рази на тиждень у Тіктоці. Ось. What I want. Be more self-confident. Discussing recruiting process. Candidates, their skills. Are you... you told me who... You told me that you work in a Danish company, but let me... 3D scanners. Are you in HR? Are you a recruiter? Or... Yeah, are you a recruiter? Right? What's your title? Well, anyway, so if you want to be more self-confident, discussing, so you have some ideas in terms of how to hire candidates, right? And their skills and what questions you should ask, and maybe some offers as far as scorecard to write formal letters better. Well, you see, you gotta find. I have on my website. I think I have a free email template for formal communication. So all the things, you gotta find some sort of I don't know what. You gotta find the default way of doing it, the professional way of doing it, and try to then incorporate these phrases, incorporate this construction into your speech. Okay, so if you take one step at a time, as I told you, if you guys instead of like trying too hard and learning 5 new words, just learn 1, 2 words, new words, business terms, and incorporate them all throughout your week. This will help you. But again, there are standards, there are benchmarks of how these things are conducted or how written for communication. On my YouTube, you can find my YouTube. Again, you have to go to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, there is a link. In this link, YouTube, or maybe there is a link here. Maybe there is a link to my YouTube here. Click on it and go to my YouTube. There is a lesson, 1-hour lesson on email communication. This will be useful for you. Technical recruiter, I feel you. So definitely you want to check out my Instagram and you want to check out my links because there are a lot of useful information for you. Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna take off. Yeah, I'm super thankful for you sticking around. And see you next time. Follow me and check out my 2 days party on the 22nd and bring your friends who work on international companies. So God bless you. Thank you and have a great weekend remaining. Cheers.